when you start to connect the dots of all of these systems and not get consumed by one. Like flat earth, it's good information, but it's not the entire system. So for people who are talking about now how this entire system is going to go mainstream and all this other stuff, is that part of the system? Yes. Is it all of the system? Hell no, because it has to, the system itself has to expand based upon the level of consciousness of the people in order to maintain control over the people. So obviously, if flat earth is existing out there because the NASA program is an illusion and full of shit, then you have to know that's affecting the level of consciousness, and if the level of consciousness is being affected by the information, then the control grid will expand based upon the information that is out there. So yes, it will be adopted and expanded upon. And if we do not start to challenge the way this system, if we don't understand how this system is moving in the chess game, the 3-tiered chess game of the soul, the mind, and the body, if we don't understand how it's moving and it's going to expand itself, then we'll be locking ourselves or setting ourselves up into another trap. So yeah, for people who are like, there's a flat earth convention in November that's coming up. Yeah, that's cool. But for people who are going there and gonna go talk about whatever they're gonna talk about, please expand upon how this is just a part of a bigger picture, and expand upon the fact that this will be co-opted by that same system that created NASA. And this is about control. The heliocentric model is about control. It's not about, like, oh yeah, just because we found this information, this is cool, we're all on the same page. That's only part of the story. It's way more than that. And I can only relate it to, like, in the Occupy, to like what happened to me when I was in the Occupy movement at that time frame, fighting the system and all that other stuff. And like, yeah, this is it, man. We need to just yell at the bankers and yell at the system, and that'll be it. And that's all there is. But that's not all there is. That was at best the intellectual, psychological warfare. There's a spiritual warfare that I didn't even know existed. But at that time, that was my total reality. So flat earth is the same way, how I'm seeing it. It's basically just like the Occupy movement. It's based upon the psychological warfare, but it's not going into the spiritual warfare. Once you go into the spiritual warfare of understanding the reality, and it's easy to see with the flat earth model and the heliocentric deception, it's easy to see how this is a spiritual warfare, but yet still people are getting caught up in the fact, or the commercial perspectives of this, of just like, well, this is the only thing that needs to happen. If you keep playing checkers in a chess game, you'll get destroyed. And in fact, you'll set other people up to expand that storyline. So that's my little perspective on like the flat earth going mainstream and all that other stuff with the basketball players and all this. Yeah, like, this is all cool, but what are you gonna... It's not everything. It's all in a box. And if we don't get out of that box, then you're just gonna be expanding into or upgrading the box. Once the flat earth going mainstream is like waking up and then going into the physical reality perspective. It's still not going into the soul essence of who and what we are. I know eventually once we start talking about all this stuff, it'll get to there. But what I'm saying is that a lot of people are just going to be so happy that the flat earth goes mainstream that they're just not going to do anything else. And other people are going to follow those people who don't do anything else, who just accept the system for what it is because they are privileged in this system and they are happy the way it is. And shit will just maintain and stay the same way. And nothing will actually change. And people will be okay with that because all they want is the flat earth to go mainstream. They don't want to empower themselves or empower the system. Some of them largely because they don't really want to lose that privilege that comes from the way this system is set up. Other people just don't know the depths of the system. And then some people just don't care. They just really don't give a shit. They just want this and then that's it because that's the level of their consciousness that they're at. But it's more than that.